Brother, let me tell you a story. I'm in the middle of Amsterdam Square with some killers. I'm waiting on Papa to stab them like 60,000 times, bro, and I have the knife myself. I'm ashamed to tell you this, bro. I take off all my jewelry. I'm in the damn square with Penko, and I'm going to show Penko that he needs to put respect on his name. My brother, this is stupid what I'm telling you, but believe me to God, if Papa shows up here, you will hear the news and someone will be here to make the video. My brother, I'm not lying when I tell you this. I'm waiting on Papa to fix him. Good. And I'm waiting. If he shows, brother, you will hear the news. I make no joke. And I would never send you a voice note like this for no reason. I'm not here to make a comedy show, bro, or a movie, but I'm here to start a real live show. Bro, believe me, this nigga let me work this stage and don't pay me, bro, and he's talking tough. I'm waiting on him. Bro, if he shows, you will know.
Welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. Listen, now our dear brother, Jacure. My voice kind of hoarse still, as me would have start the video by singing, "Behind these prison walls." We can't sing it. John No Star. Listen, let's have a serious talk. And this video ain't going to be too long. It's another 10-minute talk with SouFLo. Alright? So, we know the situation with Jacure now. Everything came out in court. His text messages and phone calls to the individual, how he was going to actually kill him. That kind of helped to seal Jacure's faith. Right? Nobody come say nothing to me, because I don't have no control over that. I'm talking about what the Dutch courts put in the papers and we carried over into Jamaica, what we understand to be. See? So, here's Jacure now to do the next 6 years in prison in the Netherlands. Here is Jacure now to go sit down in confinement. Granted, it won't be the kind of situation like the prison in Jamaica. You know, the prison in Jamaica dirty and overcrowded and, you know, all kind of frigrig going in there. Keep that in mind, what I just said. All right. Let me ask y'all something. When Jacure went to prison in Jamaica before, the amount of time that Cure spent in prison was almost a decade. Now, I want you to think about this, right? You see, in our culture, right, mental health is a game thing. Mental health is a game thing for we. We don't put too much respect on that. We don't put too much emphasis on that. We're more, oh, somebody up here, or losing mind, call mad boy, man, or something like that. But what we don't realize is mental health is really serious. And a lot of us are walking around traumatized, and we find all kinds of ways to mask the traumatization in our life. We roll up spliff back to back and we smoke and ganja and we get high and we drink a lot, rum, Campari, whatever you want to drink. We stay busy, we keep on the go, we overwork, we compensate or overcompensate. We do all kind of other things. We develop an exterior that is tough, yeah? Nobody can quit me or me tab up a boy and these kind of things for the drama and trauma that we have experienced. See? Remember, take this into account. Jacure wasn't no big man, no tough man when him got to prison in Jamaica. Wanna see what happened to Tommy Lee the other day? Eh? You think it's Tommy Lee alone, and Tommy Lee is somebody that is famous and has money. There's a whole lot of youths that come out of the prison system in Jamaica that are telling their stories about how water kick out them teeth in there purposely. They have to go get dental work done when they come out because teeth missing, face bust up, all kind of something. And not to mention the predators and that are in there as well. So Jacure was a small man that went into prison, and given what he went in for, rape and firearm charges, you don't sit too well in prison when you go in for rape, right? All when you're in there say, I didn't do it, it wasn't rape, she gave it to me. No, most people in there don't want to hear that. Long as rape upon your thing. There are a couple people in there that will do things to you, and do all kind of something to you just because that's on your paperwork, you know? So, all right, I'm not here to debate whether he was wrong or right and he actually did the rape that he got convicted for or not. I'm walking you through his experience so you can think for yourself. He did almost a decade in prison. When he came out of prison in Jamaica, Jackie came out of prison and went right into superstardom. There was no time to reflect. There was no time to sit back and say, you know, like when Buju came home and Buju had time to chill. Buju had time to get reacquainted with his family. Or he took the time to chill, to get reacquainted with his family and all these kind of things, you know, and then work him way back into the grand finale, or not finale, but the grand entrance kind of thing. Jackie himself, when he came out, went straight. Jackie had a hit coming out of prison. Not saying that Buju didn't have hits, because Buju catalog is extensive, and I don't want to keep comparing Buju to Jackie, but I'm just drawing a parallel here. Jackie boss, big time boss, from prison. Seeing? And the world was waiting to see him when he came out. Come perform the song for us. So essentially, when they flied the prison gate, the brother went right on stage in front of a whole heap of people. And then with that came a lot of yes, man. Yes, brother, you're right. So all his frigged up behaviors that he had learned or that he had put on, the persona he had put on, because when you go in a prison, you have to put on a persona in order to survive, you know. You can't go in there your regular self. Man, we koof, cuff, boof, buff you. So he had to put on this persona. So the persona he put on to survive those years in prison, he still carried it with him. He didn't have time to shed it. The bad attitudes that he developed, which were good in prison because it kept him surviving, they weren't working. It's just like a combat infantry soldier who went off to war and he did a couple of tours of combat. That behavior that he had on the battlefield, that aggression he had on that explosion on the battlefield, that mess cannot work in regular life when him come home to him wife and kids, right? So when his older son says, backtalk him or something, and the first thing is to grab him by his throat, and then he realizes, oh shit, I'm strangling my friggin' son to death, or I just punched my wife in her eye. You have to change. You have to decompress. Cure never had no time to decompress. The time that Jackie spent in prison in Jamaica affected him the entire time that we were seeing him over this complete period up until he went to the Netherlands the other day and stabbed that entertainer there. Somebody linked me this morning and said, SouFlo, 5,000 euros, that's no money for Jackie. Hear what? We don't know that man's financial situation. None of them have money years ago and don't have no money today, but they have to keep up appearances. And then Jackie might very well have his money today, and 5,000 euros is probably nothing to him for real. But at the moment, he wasn't thinking that. He was thinking disrespect. He was thinking, you're not going to try me like that. In prison, it's the same thing. If a man come and tell us, say, run your shoes, and you have to take off your shoes and give him, you have to make sure, say, you tab up that. Because if you take off your shoes and give him, and next man is going to come and say, run your clothes. Before you know it, you stand up in there naked. And the next man I will come tell you about bend over. So Cure went to what he knows. You violate me, I'm going to do things to you so you never violate me again. Right? I'm out on the road. I'm in a foreign country. You definitely not take no advantage of me out here. Seeing? And that's what went down with Jackie. Jackie was hurting all along. And again, like I said, we find ways to mask our pains, our hurt, and all these things, especially us men and Caribbean men. Caribbean men, in Caribbean culture, we already have these stigmas when it comes to like mental health issues. So the Caribbean man is expected to be extra tough. Your man wants you to be extra rough and tough. Your picnic them expect you to never cry because daddy does tough like that. My daddy, you know, and the whole society is geared around that. So my brothers out there, let Jackie's situation be a warning shot for you. If you've been through some trauma, If you have some things you go through, make sure you go get some help and sort yourself before it bubbles and boils over. It's like a bottle of Pepsi or a bottle of Coke, right? And you, who are soda, and you just shake your bottle, so shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, and you left it sit down there. If you shake, 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 and then pop the top, what happens? A big explosion. Soda everywhere. It's kind of like the same thing when you bottle up these emotions and these negative experiences that you have experienced, and then you try to put on a face and act like everything is good and I'm normal, I'm natural. Cure should have been getting counseling. Some of his money should have been invested. Yes, buy a nice car, travel, go places, live life, try to make up for the time that you missed and all this. I applaud that. But a lot of that money should have also went to getting some one-on-one counseling with somebody who is qualified in that field. Not no yes man. Now your brethren them I tell you about, yeah, you're the boss, dog. Because them know so they get to bask in your limelight and share some of your income and these things. Somebody who didn't give a frig about none of that, that could actually point out to you what you're doing, where you're going wrong, and all these kind of things. You know, I was watching Yendi and Jackie or X. She honor and manners and respect to her, because the average woman will drag your ass on an interview and make everybody know what you did from way back when till now. Yes, him used to choke me and beat me and stuff. She didn't say any of that, but she said enough to let me know that she felt the wrath of him being in prison and coming out. There was abuse there. There was lots of abuse in that relationship. And you could tell. Psychological abuse, physical abuse, verbal abuse, all kind of abuse. And how can you function after doing 8 years in a Jamaican prison? I don't know what Jamaican prison is like inside. Eh? I think we've seen enough to know. Nobody goes through that for years and come out normal. People in there want to kill themselves. So how you go through that and come out normal and function okay? No. Cure was hurting all along and it caught up to him. Let me end this video by saying this. Sometimes, you see, the Most High sit you down. I said before, Jack Cure is chosen. Somebody says, SouFLo, what you mean him chosen? Him not better than nobody else. He's chosen. You're not Jack Cure. Jack Cure was able to do all that time in prison with that stigma on him, rape and gun charge, still come out and get blessed enough to achieve financial success, more money than enough we ever made in our lifetime, have all the trinkets to go with it, the house, the cars, everything, traveling places we have never been. That's a blessing. A one life you get to live. All right? His voice is golden. Go and read the comments under his video from all different parts of the world. That's a blessing. The youth, bless. He's chosen to do what he's doing. See? But sometimes the Most High sit you down when you're not listening anymore. You see, when you take your gift and you start lead into vanity, and I think he was just trying to catch up for all the years he missed. But he went overboard in certain areas and certain things. And the Most High said, hello, I'm talking to you. Soldier. Oh, you're not listening to me anymore. You know, when the Most High tap you upon the shoulder, yeah, but yo, yeah, brother, so yeah, I see you, man, that me say, oh, me, you know who me is? And you start basking more in your ego. Then, remember, I know when Cure come out, he used to Cure again, and all these, and with the praying hands, and with the this. We haven't seen that from Jack Cure in a long time. It got to a point where it was about, look on the carrier, look on these shoes, look how expensive this outfit is. I'm into fashion, look at my jewelry. And he got into more like vanity than he did into, we have to talk the truth. We have to talk the truth. So, the Most High was telling him, and along with that, we heard lots of rumors about bad behavior, right? Remember, I know Cure, he even get accused of rape, and you have, even though some of them gal are lying or rotted, but I'm just saying, he was getting mixed up in stuff, you know? So, the Most High sat him down again, and him said, me I go give you some time to sit down and reflect. Cure could have got 15 years. He could have got 8 years. The Most High said, me I'll give you 6, because you look like you need it. Alright? The 6 will run off quick. And we hope that he comes out a better person. If you watch my other video, I did my research. I watched the videos about how they're overhauling the prisons, where Jacure is going. And he will be afforded one-on-one counseling. He will be treated like a human being while he is doing his time. All right? And based on that, I think this is the sit-down that he needed. God spare our life. We'll be around to see him come out. And watch and see if he don't come out a more reflective, more focused, and a better person. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll catch you on the next video. All the best to our brother. Jah go with him. Jah guide him. All right? And I'll catch you on the next video. Hit that subscribe button. I'm out. Peace.